Welcome to today's video. It's been a while, but I'll always be here. I will attempt to answer some questions that have bothered me in recent times in some of the subsequent videos I'll make. One of the things I think really needs to be addressed in the world is the educational system. I mean, how many people have come out to criticize or speak out against the way the educational system is currently, and that it really needs a drastic change? And yet, it seems like no government around the world seems to be paying any attention. Nobody is paying any attention, from the developing world to the developed world. It's the same thing. Basically, the educational system is the way it is right now. The educational system is outdated, and it needs some rejigging, reorganization. It needs a kind of a revolution. If you look at most of what people study in school, it's not really geared at solving the problems we face in the world at this time. So that's why I think that there's a need for a change of the educational system the way it is. There are just a few courses that can still continue the way they are. Some courses in the medical sciences and some in professional courses like aeronautics, real estate or survey, accounting and what have you. Maybe just a few of such courses. Engineering, some engineering courses and what have you. Aside from those, for most others, many need to be scrapped outright, and then others need to be refined, rejigged, and then the very manner of the learning needs to change. A situation where we have lecturers who are not practicing in the fields in which they teach, that has to change. Someone cannot just go read books, read theory, specialize on theoretical knowledge, and come to the class to teach people who are supposed to be professionals and experts in that area. It clearly isn't working, and it needs to change. The education that is required today is education that is experiential, it's practical. So people who should be lecturing or teaching others are supposed to be role models that are actually practicing what the students are learning. So the students can become very good in what they've been taught and be able to practice it and get results. A situation where someone says he's a professor, but their knowledge is not useful in practically solving problems that people face on a daily basis, that's not really benefiting us. So the educational system, the way it is, needs to change. The way in which teaching is done needs to change. People need to learn from those who are practicing in those fields. I think that if you are going to school to study a course in the university, for example, after your first year, you should be earning a substantial income from that area you are studying. If after 1 year of studying in the university, studying any particular field in the university, you can't earn a living from that field, it means you're not solving a key problem. Because if you're solving a key problem, then people will be paying for that. Then you should be earning money. You may not be an expert yet, but you will be contributing in that field, in that area. And so be entitled to earning an income. So this whole idea, like you have in some countries where while you are studying, in some countries you have a situation where while you are studying, you can also be working elsewhere and earning an income, maybe working in the university community and earning an income, but usually you're working in something that is different from what you're actually studying. That's good, but it's still not good enough. What we need is people practicing and earning an income in what they are studying right from where they are still in school. Because if what you are studying and practicing solves a key problem that people are facing, then you make an income because people will be paying to solve that problem. You may not be the lead person. You may just be one of the staff or one of those working to help solve that problem. And so your remuneration may not be that high, but at least you'll be remunerated. You'll be paid for what you are contributing. So that's the education we need now. It's an education that solves problems. So when you are going to study a course, it has to begin from a problem. You have to start from a problem. What is the problem you want to solve? Is this a pressing problem in society? Are people having this problem? Are people paying to solve this problem? And then another important thing is we need to be able to find out how many people have this problem. Now, we have a situation where people go to the university to study a course. When the people that have the problem they are trying to solve are minimal, or are shrinking, or are reducing, or there are no people that even have that problem, and you are going to study the course. So what are you studying the course for? Because you want to have a certificate. Well, the age of certificate is gone. In today's world, certificate it's almost useless today. For example, I went to the university, I got a certificate, but I don't use it. I don't use the certificate I got. For me right now, that certificate is useless. I don't use it. I had to ask myself at some point that this certificate I got, is it what I need? Because I looked at the skills I had and saw that I didn't really have problem-solving skills. I didn't really have skills that people needed desperately to solve their problems at this particular time. So I had to go out there. I had to go in search of the skills that people really need. How can I really be valuable in society? How can I contribute? What do people really need now? So I had to learn a new skill. In fact, a series of new skills that enable me to serve or contribute to people's lives and earn an income. So that way, I realized that, hey, I have to build a business that serves, that delivers these skills, a business that uses these skills to serve people. So for most people, like me, they don't get to realize this for a long time. I mean, I went through unnecessary stress that was not necessary, trying to figure out how to really contribute or make myself relevant in society. I thought the society had it all planned out, that if I just followed the path that it was laid, that path was going to produce good results for me, and I was going to be happy. I was going to live a productive life, a happy life. I was going to do great. But after following it for like 30-something years of my life, I finally realized, hey, this is not it. So I had to carve out a new niche for myself. I had to sit down and re-strategize and look at what was working, what wasn't working, and the way forward. And I had to decide that these are the skills that people need now. These are the problems people face in society now, or these are the new ways to solve problems that people face. And then these are the skills I can learn too. And I saw that the best place or way for me to deliver these skills was to build a business. That's why I decided to start a business. Now, it's funny that as a way of solving financial struggle, Robert Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad did mention that the rich don't work for money, the rich have their money work for them, and that don't buy liabilities, buy assets. Well, what he didn't explain, and what really needs to be explained to people, is that the best asset you can buy or the best asset you can have is a business. I mean, just look at the people having some of the people having the best of lives in the world. Some of the people that enjoy certain freedoms, that they can travel anywhere, they can go to anywhere, they can be anywhere. People that have enough money to live life and enjoy life. They all started businesses. So I was expecting that after Rich Dad Poor Dad, the next book in the series should have been How to Start and Succeed in Business. Kiyosaki should have actually taught people how to build businesses. Because in the end, although he recommends buying real estate, in the end, I don't know, if everybody bought real estate, if everybody was an investor in real estate, everybody, who rent from the other? Who buy from the other? Although there's still possibility of making good income from there. But if you look around and see people that are billionaires, most of the people that are billionaires in the world didn't become billionaires by investing in real estate. In fact, for some of them, it is after they became billionaires or multi-millionaires that they now bought real estate. But the most lucrative way that everybody can be rich is through starting a business. And everybody can have a business. And as a matter of fact, that is very, very important. Everybody can own a business. Somebody say, if everybody owns a business, so who will now work as staff in the business? Well, what about a world where there are no employees? Could there be a world where there are no employees? Or a world where your own family members are your employees, and each of them, as they learn and grow, they start their own business? Okay, let's rewind a bit. Let's look at a world where there are no employees. Can there be a world where there are no employees? Can businesses function without employees? Yes, they can. Businesses can function and run without employees. How is that possible, you may ask? Okay, I can run a business where I provide freelancers to other businesses. I work with other businesses. Now, someone who is working as a freelancer can have his own business working as a freelancer. Someone can have his own business as a contractor. He's a businessman, he's a contractor. So as a contractor or as a freelancer, whenever I need his service, he renders his service. I can have his service on a retainer. He doesn't need to be an employee. He doesn't need to be my employee to render that service to me. And if he's not free, I can have another person render that service. I can have him on a retainer and say, okay, I'm carrying out so project. I will need your services for 3 months. I will need your services for 6 months. I will need your services for a year. And we can work together and get that project done and accomplished. After which, he moves on. He's running his own business or being a contractor or a freelancer. So he doesn't need to be my employee to work for my company, to render services to my company or my business. So there can be a wall of no employees. But even at that, if people still choose to be employees, good, I'm fine. But if we have most people in the world being business owners, you will find out there will be much more development in the world. There will be much more progress in the world. There will be much more advancement of the world. Why do I say that? Look at it this way. Almost everything we use or consume is produced by a business. Your shoes are produced by a business. Your clothes are produced by a business. The clipper you use to cut your hair is produced by a business. The wristwatch is produced by a business. A phone is produced by a business. A microphone is produced by a business. The chair is produced by a business. Everything, almost everything we use is produced by a business. So the more businesses we have, the more things are produced or sold or distributed. Some can be in production, manufacturing. Some can be in distribution, taking it from the producer to the final consumer. Some can be in retail. Some can be in transportation. So businesses make the world go round. And this is one of the loophole or the one of the things that is missing in the school system. People are not taught about business. But we need to look at business in a different way. Business makes the world go round. Almost everything around you that you use was produced or made by a businessman. You go to the market, the products, they are mostly from businesses. So business is so important that we literally, the school system is supposed to be geared. One of the basic skills you are supposed to be taught in the school system is how to function in a business, how to play a role in helping to either produce goods, transport goods, distribute them, or deliver them to a customer. Business should be the centerpiece of education in the university, because it is through business that we render services. So running a productive venture and building a successful business is required knowledge for young people growing up, for children. That way, they will be able to produce services and products that others can use. And that's what will move the world further.